Now that the play-in tournament is over and done with, we are heading towards the official playoffs. And on today's episode, we're going to break down the playoff matchups, our thoughts, and our predictions as it stands right now. We're going to get into all and more right after this.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
What's going on, basketball fans? Welcome to another episode of NBA Central, your number one spot for everything basketball related. We got Stevo, C-Dub, I'm Haize. We all in the building this morning. Fellas, the playoffs officially gets off to the start. They didn't even leave a day between the end of the play-in tournament and this. They got right to it. We got matchups today. It's going to be a fun, full day of basketball. This is some of my favorite time of year because it's literally basketball all day long. It does not stop. We're going to be looking at the matchups one by one. Y'all want to start in the East or y'all want to start in the West?
Let's start in the East.
Let's start in the East?
Let's start in the East, yeah.
All right, so we're going to start with the 1-8 matchup. This matchup is the Boston Celtics, number one seed Boston Celtics versus the Miami Heat, who got in after beating the Chicago Bulls yesterday in the second game in that play-in tournament. No Jimmy Butler probably for the most part of this series. They did say that he's going to be out at least 1 week. So theoretically, if they're able to push it to at least a game 4 or 5, maybe Jimmy Butler can come back, but that's still a long shot there. How you guys feeling about this series?
Oh man, this was the Boston Celtics' worst nightmare. I know they was cheering for the Bulls, but that ended like 3 minutes into the game last night. I'm still thinking the Boston Celtics should win this series rather easily, but this is the Miami Heat and Eric Spoelstra. I still have to give them 10% of a chance to dragging this thing out to 6 or 7 games. And when you get to 6 and 7 games, it can get a little shaky for the Boston Celtics. I know damn well they don't want to see the Miami Heat there in the first round, but they still have the better team. They have the better overall record. They got the better roster. They don't have the better coach. And this guy, he can work miracles. But I'm gonna get a Boston Celtics the edge in this series. Do you want a prediction in games or
however you want to give it, brother?
I'm gonna go 4-2 Boston Celtics.
Okay.
Honestly, this is a series you cannot play. This is a series that you cannot let Jimmy even try to come back. You got to get these motherfuckers out 4 or 5. It's that simple. And I feel like that's what it's gonna be. I think they're not gonna give it up to chance. They're not gonna give an opportunity for Jimmy or even to Terry Rozier to even return. So I think they're gonna try to get him out early. As we know, they've probably been the most dominant team in the East. They're the best team roster-wise, stat-wise, and all the above. So, yeah, they should just go in there and get it out the way. Don't play around with them. And like you said, they are a scrappy team. They're going to make some game interesting, but I still think they get it done at about 5.
Okay. I'm looking at this series, and if Jimmy Butler was playing, I have a whole different perspective on this, right? And I hear you, Dub, saying that this is what the Boston Celtics were probably hoping to avoid. But listen, the Boston Celtics are probably still looking at this Miami Heat team and saying, "Hey, y'all good." But Jimmy's not there. This is not like the Bulls, right? Like the Bulls against the Miami Heat, it sucked as a matchup for them because the Heat have culture, the Bulls don't. The Celtics do have a coach there. The Celtics have been there before. They've been through these battles, and they know they can't suffer disappointment like they did last season again. At least I would hope that they're hoping to avoid that type of disappointment again. So I think this is going to be a series where I'm not just with Eric Spoelstra as the coach in the series. I'm always going to give the Miami Heat to win a game or two, but I don't see this going past 6 games.
Oh, bro,
I'm right with you.
I'm scared of they 3-point shooting. All they do is spam threes. You can be cold for a couple games and let that door open. So Boston better take care of business, bro. Better take care of business.
True, but Boston still has that second gear that they can go into with defense. They still have some defense that they can rely on, right? They're not like some of those shooting teams where it's just shooting, and if they're not shooting good, it's all trash after that. So that kind of gives it a little bit there, but I definitely understand because a cold shooting night with the way that Miami Heat's zone defense is, it could get ugly. It has the potential to definitely get ugly. So I can't deny that. I guess we're just going to see how it's going to work out for them. And yeah, let's hope that not that I care. I mean, either way, like none of these teams are my team, so it is what it is when it comes down to that, right? But all right, let's move into the next. New York Knicks at number 2 against the 7th seed Philadelphia 76ers. Now, we all know that the Sixers aren't a normal 7 seed. Joel Embiid down for as long as he was down. He's back now. He's showing some. It's been some signs of positivity, some signs of some concern, even with him coming back, right? But he looks way better than I expected to him upon this return. I thought he was going to be forcing himself to get back in for these playoffs, and it was going to be a big struggle. He's looked pretty damn good. He's looked for the most part like Joel Embiid more times than not. It's little conditioning things there. But how you guys feeling about this series overall?
And
when it comes, go ahead.
No, go.
When it comes to these two teams, they're like the little brother, little cousin. Like they're very similar. Like they're very similar within each other. So it's gonna go down to their best players. It's gonna go down to Jalen Brunson. It's gonna go down to Joel Embiid, who wants it, because that's the way they built. They're basically predicated. Well, more than likely on the New York side, they're predicated on defense and playing through their stars, and everybody around there playing through their role, making shots, being scrappy, and that's the identity of this defense. And it's kind of somewhat of the identity with Philly. You got shooters galore around, role players around, but you got players that know how to step up in those times, just like we've seen in the play-in tournament with Nicholas Batum giving them a 20 off the bench and a 20 that they definitely needed. Of course, you got Tyrese Maxey, who came in, gave you 19. So it's just too many similarities. Like I could look at DiVincenzo as possibly Batum for the Phillies. That's an example. Or you got the dude they just traded for. I don't know why his name OG Onamanobi is there as well. So it's just a team full of real good role players, a good team on both sides. So it's going to come down to who wants it more, which star wants it more. And I gotta lean towards New York when it comes to this, because they've been the most consistent team. They've been the most healthiest team out of the two. And I think it's going to stretch out. I think this probably you're going to see a game 6, possibly game 7. But if I had to, I think they get them out in 6. I think New York gets Philly out in 6.
New York gets them out at 6. When I look at these two teams, I also think they kind of similar. Joel Embiid, he had in that play-in game. It was an okay game. He came through at the end, dropped 23 and 17. When I look at this series, everybody thinks Joel Embiid is the best player in this series. Jalen Brunson is the best player in this series. And it's going to be incumbent on the 76ers. I'm looking at Tyrese Maxey. That's the matchup. Tyrese Maxey versus Jalen Brunson. And I don't think he has a chance against Jalen Brunson. I think he on another level right now. I don't think this even goes 6 games. The Knicks, they remind me so much of the 2011 Chicago Bulls, just a bunch of bulldogs and one just nuclear bomb that cannot be stopped in Jalen Brunson. So I'm going to go with the Knicks in 5 against the Philadelphia 76ers.
And while I agree with you, especially with how Jalen Brunson finished this season, right? I can't deny that. It's different once you get it in, when you are doing it for the first time at that level in the playoffs, right? You compared it to the Chicago Bulls team that Tom Thibodeau coached. Let's be clear here. That team did run out of gas at one point. Now they ran out of gas against the Miami Heat, and I think that this because this Philadelphia 76ers team, as long as Joel Embiid is healthy, is so good defensively, I do look at it and say, can Jalen Brunson maintain this? If he can, because I don't disagree with you. Jalen Brunson finished this season on an MVP level tear. That's not hyperbole. He finished the season on the run that you see of MVPs. And if he can play like that and be the best player in the series, they can definitely win it, because they are a deep team. Everybody's pretty much healthy except Julius Randle now for this team as well. Not Mitchell Trubisky, Jesus Christ. Mitchell Robinson is still doesn't seem like he's all the way back from injury yet, so you still got that to kind of look at and wonder if he's going to maintain that. But this is a New York Knicks team that's coached by Tom Thibodeau, and one thing that we know, Tom Thibodeau teams are hard to get out in the first round. Yeah, they're just hard teams to get out in the first round, especially when you got a point guard like Jalen Brunson playing at the level he's been playing at. So I'm actually going to predict this game to go 7. This series to go 7 games. 7 games. And I think it's going to come down to, can Jalen Brunson be the best player in a 7-game series? And if he can, they're going to win this series.
Bro, Jalen Brunson averaged 37.8 points a game, 8.3 assists in the last 10 games.
Unstoppable.
Crazy.
Like that like if he keep that up, I don't know what Philly can do.
Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, just to be quite frank on that, yes, if he keeps that up, there is nothing that they can do. That's not like, that's why I said it really is contingent for me upon how much of that Jalen Brunson finish to the season. Not that is it legit. I don't have any questions. I know it's legit. I believe in Jalen Brunson. I would love to have a Jalen Brunson on my team, but it's just that it gets different in the playoffs, and I just need to see it first. If in the first 2-3 games of this series, Jalen Brunson is on that same tear he finished the season with, all right, wrap it up. It's done. It's done at that point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but this is one of the most exciting series, I think, in the first round that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
And we'll see if it shapes up for that. Next up in the East, we got the 3-seed Bucks versus the 6-seed Pacers.
Oh man, Milwaukee Giannis is he's not playing correctly. Everybody knows that.
He's not playing.
Yeah, he's done.
Milwaukee, I heard some reports about Damian Lillard, and he's not happy in Milwaukee now. As soon as the playoff starts, it's just not looking good for Milwaukee. They have a good team. It's not the championship team we seen from a couple years ago. They missing their defensive staple. That's what this team is missing. Drew Holiday. If they had Drew Holiday, I would say they win this series. Pacers shock the world in this series in 5. I'm telling you right now.
You said everything I was about to say. I was just about to say Pacers in 6.
This is not looking good, bro.
I don't trust them.
It's not.
It's so difficult to predict this type of thing, mainly because like the Milwaukee Bucks are absolutely god awful team that's coached terribly. Let's just be clear here. They're like the Doc Rivers, like this got to be one of the worst mid-season decisions ever made by a team. Right?
Why?
He done. He ain't getting another job.
This is it. And people are saying he could bring Doc to the Chicago Bulls. I don't know what the hell.
Please.
Like shit, you want to go from the frying pan to the fire, from fucking Billy Donovan and Doc Rivers? They're the same they're the same coach. One's just black. That's it.
Yeah.
2 okay motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But hey, bro, I don't know if I've ever seen like this Bucks team look so dangerous on paper.
On paper, yeah.
And it's just, you know what, the Milwaukee Bucks are like a toothless pit bull.
Oh shit.
Like if you saw them, you like, damn, and then you realize the motherfucker ain't got no teeth. Shit, what, you gonna gum me to death?
No, they like big ass Great Danes. You see the motherfuckers and you like, oh my god,
and then you realize they goofy as shit.
They the goofiest dog of all time. That's what they are, the Great Danes.
I would not be surprised, honestly, and some people are gonna watch this and think I'm crazy or I'm just capping. I wouldn't be surprised if the Pacers sweep the Bucks. I would not be surprised with that at all.
I ain't surprised neither. Great take. I wouldn't be surprised. How they gonna stop the Pacers? Yeah. The Pacers one of the highest scoring teams in the NBA. Oh, come on.
Well, man. I mean, they've been Mathurin's out for the rest and stuff like that. They're missing some players, but I'll say this, man. If it comes down to Dame versus Halliburton, that's cool. Even if Dame gets the better of that matchup, everything else though, the Pacers are winning.
Everything.
Unless Bobby Portis all of a sudden turns into prime Kevin Garnett, this is done.
Is he capable of that?
Possible?
I'm thinking about it, and
I think for a series, Bobby. I think for a series, it is possible that Bobby Portis could go on a stretch for a series.
Yeah,
I'm just not betting on it.
He can average you 23 in a series if he wanted to.
Yeah.
If he get hot, but that's not likely.
It's not.
That's the thing. Like that's the thing not likely. Like you said, Miles Turner's playing at all-time high. Yeah, everybody, they got shooters. Aaron on that team, Naismith, been shooting the cover off the ball. We're gonna stop him. So it's too many things they gotta worry about, especially when you have a pass first point guard that can stretch the floor his damn self. So it's just too many things to worry about.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, it's done. If they'd be lucky if this goes 6 series, bro. Like
Yeah,
once Giannis went down, it was over with for him, bro. Like that,
Put a
yeah, it's
fork in
just
it.
yeah, it's gonna be more interesting to see what the Milwaukee Bucks do this offseason. Like they're gonna keep Doc, so that's not the one thing I'm worried
Yes.
about. But like, what do you do outside of keeping Doc? Right? Like, what do you do for this roster? Because I tell you what, they really could use a Grayson Allen on this team right now.
Oh yeah, Grayson Allen's out. Yes, he having a terrific. He
They could
had a terrific
absolutely
year.
use a Grayson Allen on this team right now, but
Yep.
that's not coming. So it is what it is there. But yeah, I got the Pacers winning this series. I'm gonna say 5 games just because Dame could literally go off for 80 in a game.
Yeah, he
But
could.
other than that, I got the Pacers winning this series.
Yeah, that's why I said 5 too. Dame definitely can get you one. I ain't gonna lie, he gonna get you one. But
and you never know. Chris Middleton could actually show up one day and actually decide, like, hey, I actually want to kind of play some basketball today. So
don't count on it.
He been mid ever since that last injury. I think he cooked. I
Don't
ain't gonna
count
lie.
on it.
Hey, that's fair. That's fair. I can't knock it. All right, let's get into the last series that we got in the East. The 4 seed Cavs versus the 5 seed Magic. Now, the 4-5 matchup sometimes is one of the more exciting series in the first round because those are the team that's closest in record. How do you guys feel about this series, man?
It only goes 2 ways. Either it's going 7 or somebody getting their ass swept. That's how I see it. That's usually how it goes, and how I think that's how it's going to go. Either Orlando's going to get swept, or they're going to string it out to 7 and lose. Because I just think they way too young. This is their first time really being in the playoffs with this current core, and I'm not the biggest believer of their coach. And that's the main thing. I think that's going to be the main downfall, and that's going to be some of the glaring things we see about this team. We know this team is talented, but I still think they're missing a coach that's going to bring it all together to really get this team unlocked. So I got this either be the Orlando getting swept, or I got them stretching out to 7 but still losing.
Oh, nice. I think this is gonna be the best series of the Eastern Conference first round. You got the Cleveland Cavaliers coming in here in desperation to prove that they are one of those elite teams, those upper echelon teams. And you got the Orlando Magic that's just dumb. They don't know what to. They just go out there and hoop, and they got an abundance of young talent, just an overabundance of young talent. I'm gonna take the Magic in 7 because they don't know any better. They don't know. They young and they dumb and they just go out there and hoop, bro. And this dude Paulo, he's gonna have something to say about the NBA in the future because that kid got all the tools and he is a baller. So people better start paying attention to that kid. And the Wagner brothers over there. Then you got Jalen Suggs. I don't know how long he'll be in Orlando. They got so much talent over there.
Suggs, I think, is going to be there for a while. I think Markelle Fultz may be the one that's on his way out this offseason, but Suggs has stepped up so much as a defender this year. It's been crazy. Like, and then don't overlook the thing that I'm looking at in this series too is like we gotta at some point realize that Jonathan Isaac has maybe turned himself into the best perimeter defender in the NBA.
He did.
Yeah,
he literally did. Like the stats
it's-
say it.
And we've seen players like James Posey, and other ones. Like when you have a player that you can look at and say he's the best perimeter defender, that can get you. And you got scores in Paolo, right? You know that you got scores and people who can put up buckets. Franz Wagner, Mo Wagner, who's not necessarily a scorer, but defensively and can score sometimes if you leave him open. That Jonathan Isaac in this series is going to be so important because I don't see the Cavs if he can help stop what they're doing out on the perimeter, him and Suggs. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Evan Mobley, at some point, we also got to talk about the fact that Evan Mobley, has he progressed any?
No.
Great rookie season.
I
And
feel
still
like
a hell of a player, but he's the same exact player he was as a rookie.
Same player.
I was say, I think he's progressed as a player. I just don't think he progressed as the guy we thought he was going to be, and I don't think he ever will be on this team.
On this team.
Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Hole at
But
point guard, it's hard to develop when you got a shooting guard that's taking 30 shots a game.
Yeah,
talk
sure.
to me.
But yeah, I got another. This is a series that's gonna go 6, but I got the Orlando Magic pulling this one out, and I hate picking that. We helped build that team, but it is what it is, man.
Hey, the Cleveland Cavaliers, word around town, y'all soft. We seen what happened last year. with the, you know what I'm saying, with the New York Knicks. Hey,
Yeah.
y'all got something to prove out here,
But that's
bro.
the thing. Orlando ain't the Knicks.
They don't know any better, Steve. They don't
And,
care. They
and,
don't
and what
know.
and what we see in the playoffs when you don't know any better, you end up doing dumb shit, and that's how you lose.
If the game's tight, if the games are tight, Steve, if it's
Yeah, if the game,
like within 5, but I don't
yeah,
think they're gonna be within
I
5.
see. That's the thing. I think that because these two teams are so similar, I do think that the Magic, like, yeah, they have their inconsistencies and them not knowing any better can catch up to them. But I don't think in this first round. In the second round,
Yeah.
depending on the matchup, that's where it gets a little different there. But I think in this first round, because again, the damn Cleveland Cavaliers got their own problems. Like Donovan
Yeah.
Mitchell needs to understand. Listen, Donovan Mitchell at some point he did it. I feel like that first half of the first season with him coming to the Cavs, he was making other people better. And then he since then has gone back into I gotta shoot.
Me.
You gotta chill, bro. You gotta
It's
chill on
me.
that. But all right, let's switch gears. Let's get to the Western Conference. 1-8 seed in the matchup in the West Conference. The OKC Thunder, the 1 seed, the Pelicans as the 8 seed. I don't know if we've gotten any word on if Zion's going to be able to be in this series at all. But shout out to the Pelicans for still making it out that plane, even with missing Zion. Hopeful that I wanted to see Zion get his first opportunity in the playoffs, but it is what it is there. How you guys feeling about this matchup?
Yeah, with the injury to Zion, I would have loved to see it. Just like my man Drip said, I'm gonna get it Thunder. They're gonna sweep the Pelicans without Zion. They're just gonna sweep them. They're the better team. They had the better season, got the better player, better coach. It's a done deal. They're sweeping these guys. It's over.
yeah. I'm with you. I think it's gonna be a sweep. I just think they're not gonna have enough in the tank
No.
to compete, and I still don't think that relationship with Willie Green and Bri is really strong. That was that last game. That last game before the last night's game was way more telling than last night's games to me. The fact that you didn't put him in after Zion got hurt for the remainder of the fourth quarter is beyond weird. But still, I just don't think they have enough. The team is still not built correctly. They don't know if CJ McCollum is their point guard or not. Bi don't know when to fit in or when not to fit in, and then everybody else, it don't really just fall until they roll for real. I mean, you got Trey Murphy and the people like that, but I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot of things they're lacking, and compared to what we've been seeing with OKC, especially, I can't wait to see Chet Holmgren's debut in the playoffs as well as Shea. So I'm just looking for them to get swept, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing that I look at. Like the Pelicans are a team that we know that the potential that the Pelicans have, and it's just that we haven't seen enough of them all together really to even know if they're going to be able to work together as a team long term, right? Like it's so many questions with that team that I would have thought would have been done and eliminated by now, that we'd at least know this part of the team, and we just don't. But one thing that we do know is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is an MVP candidate, one of the best players in the NBA, and that this OKC Thunder team is can step up. They have another gear they can go to defensively. They can fill it up on you offensively. Listen, I'm not picking the Pelicans to win this series. If Zion was here and fully healthy, maybe, because Zion has the possibility of being the best player in the series, and that is important. But Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is going to put on a masterclass, I feel like, in this series. Don't even worry about it. Book it. The OKC Thunder are winning this series 5-1. I'm only giving the Pelicans one game because you just never know.
Nice.
Anybody can win one game.
You being nice.
Yeah. All right, let's move into the next one. Nuggets Lakers, the 2-7 seed matchup. I'll start this one off just because I just want to get this out the way. We've seen it. We've seen this story before in the conference finals. The Lakers have no answer for Nikola Jokic when Jokic literally looks at them and say, "We about to win this game. Stop me." They have no answers for it. AD is one of the best defensive players in the NBA now, and he stayed healthy for the most part of the season. But even AD can't do shit when Jokic puts that body on him.
Yep.
No diddy.
No
He can't do nothing with him. So listen, I haven't predicted a sweep yet. The Nuggets is beating the Lakers' ass. I'm predicting a sweep on this one.
Oh, bro.
Nuggets in 5.
Nuggets in 5. Okay, I'm with you guys. Nuggets in 5. But I got one way. It's only one way they can stretch this out to 6, even 7 games. If AD stop how can I say this without being so vulgar? If he stopped sucking with Joker, stop it. Stop acknowledging everything he do. Stop being a fan of Joker and go destroy him. Then you will have a chance. Other than that, you got a 40-year-old player. He's had a very good season. You can't rely on him to try to beat this team. This team is too good. You got some great complimentary players, but your only chance is AD if he stopped D-riding Joker. But other than that, Denver in 5.
Hey, some players just got your number.
No, bro. It ain't like that.
Hey, we just seen it with Ayo and Trey for years.
This different though. This two elite
What's
bigs.
different?
Two
Exactly.
elite bigs. And this dude
Yeah.
is more athletic than him. His defense is way better than him. Offensively, he trumps AD. But it ain't as big as of a gap as everybody thinks.
But let me point something to you. Who was Derrick Rose's hardest guard?
He said it was Rondo, but I don't believe that. I think it was
Hey,
Darren
he
Williams.
said it.
I said Darren Williams was his hardest guard.
But did you hear why he said Rondo?
I know why he said it. I know.
You said because he was so skilled, and I can't get him out the game. And
Yeah.
Because he's not thinking about scoring.
Yeah.
And if he did want to score, he could. So
Yeah.
it's just like, I think when it comes to AD, is because he's so unorthodox and he's so skillful. It's like he just can't figure him out. Like usually it does work that way. I'm more athletic. I got the longer limbs. I can bother you, but when he hits you with a turnaround and you think he about to go up and he pump fake and do a dream shake and go under the damn rim, he's like, I don't know what the fuck to do with this motherfucker. I don't know what to do with him. So I think he just got his number.
Okay. I'm with you.
We'll
go.
see. We'll see. All right, let's move on to the next matchup. The Timberwolves, the 3-seeded Timberwolves versus the 6-seeded Phoenix Suns.
Yes,
oh man, I like both of these teams, especially the Phoenix Suns. You got them 3 nuclear bonds on the Phoenix. So look at them, they wait for me to do that. Let me take the Phoenix Suns in 6. I said it and I said it with my chest out. It's too much firepower over there at Phoenix. If they're healthy, it's over with in 6. KD, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, and don't forget Grayson Allen. They're not going to stop anybody, but can you outscore them? No, you can't. And I love Anthony Edwards. No disrespect, my man. And shout out to Rudy Gobert. But it's too much firepower with the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns in 6.
But see, that's where it comes in at that I think you're forgetting that the Minnesota Timberwolves were the best defensive team in the league this season. I get it. That Phoenix Suns have firepower, but the thing that I look at it and I say in this is that the Minnesota Timberwolves theoretically can't score with what the potential of the Suns scoring is. But the Phoenix Suns definitely can't kick it into the defensive level that the Minnesota Timberwolves are. And all it takes is Anthony Edwards to go to do what we know Ant can do it sometimes with Mike Conley running that whole show and what he does at point guard. And it's done for the Phoenix Suns. I got this going 6 games. I got the series going 6 games, but the Minnesota Timberwolves are taking this one away.
Who gonna help Anthony Edwards score the basketball?
They do it as a team. What you talking about?
They already lost. They do it as a team?
They absolutely do it as a team, bro.
Yeah, they already lost.
First, you got Karl Anthony Towns back. We know that Karl Anthony Towns, if he's not going to do nothing else, he's going to score. Then don't overlook Naz Reid averaging 13.5 points per game coming off the bench. You got Mike Conley averaging 11. Jaden Daniels averaging 10.5. Oh, and by the way, Rudy Gobert, even though he is probably the defensive player of the year, averaging 2 blocks per game, killing it with the rebounding percentage. The Minnesota Timberwolves get 79% of the defensive rebounds when Rudy Gobert is on the court. And he averages over 14 points per game. They can score with them, bro,
so
because of their defense.
Y'all remember
they can make up 23. I'm sorry, Steve. You telling me they can make up 20? That's just, could we mark down 23 points per game in this series for each of those Phoenix guys at the very least?
That ain't fucking happening.
Yeah, they're not doing it. Not against this Minnesota Timberwolves defense, bro.
This is my point. This is my point.
Okay, go
when
ahead,
Phoenix came in, what did I say? I don't know how this shit gonna work. this is the this is the exactly where you're gonna see it at. The playoffs is gonna clamp down on their ass, and they're gonna realize it's only one ball. This is when you're gonna see three motherfuckers that can score and only one of them that can defend. Really, don't work because it's hard to share the wealth with three people that need the ball. So I'm with hey, 6 games with Minnesota. I don't trust them. I don't see how this work. I don't see who's gonna take the last shot.
Okay. All right.
Like
So
that's the type of things you got to think about. Plus coaching. We all know offensively for sure the Minnesota coach is way better than Vogel. So I think the only thing you can hang your hat on is hopefully somebody erupt on Phoenix team every game, but that ain't been happening. They ain't been happening down the stretch of the end of the season. So
yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I don't have any trust in Phoenix, and I think they going home in the first round with his punk ass KD because he gonna be a bitch.
so look, like, can y'all be rational, bro? All three of them can average 20. I'll make it better. 21 points for each of them. They can average.
Not
In a
against
playoff
this Minnesota
game,
Timberwolves defense.
Yeah,
bro.
I'm not being
it's
rational, bro.
generally,
These are
yes.
professional scores, bro.
in a
You're
playoff
right.
game,
These
I
are
don't think
professional
so.
defenders, bro. Like I don't think I think you're underrating just how good the Minnesota Timberwolves defense is. Because guess what? Yeah, on the perimeter, they're solid enough on the perimeter, but the way they're like the old school Chicago Bulls. They filter everything in Gobert, and he they're not making all their threes. They're not living completely on the perimeter. They're not going to have any space. KD is not gonna be able to do what he does in the mid range against this Minnesota Timberwolves team. Period.
Oh, wow. When has he never did what he wanted to do in the mid range strip?
When somebody zoned the hell
He wasn't able to do it against freaking Alonzo Ball guarding him 2 years ago. So yeah,
like I said, when they zone the hell out you and you can't enter the paint. And it's a team it's hard to enter the paint in.
That starting lineup with them plus Grayson Allen is guaranteed at least, I'm gonna go 75 points a game. Who's matching that 75 points a game?
Okay, but
I don't care who's defending.
But you're talking about you got Nas Reed who's 6'9" with a 7-foot wingspan. You got what's the brother name? McDaniels who's listed. Some people say he's 6'11". Lockdown defender.
Okay.
Then you have Anthony Edwards who can defend. You have Rudy Gobert. It's not gonna be easy for them, especially for Grayson. Grayson got to be fucking open to do some work.
He's going to be open.
Who gonna let him open? Who gonna let him open?
You gotta leave somebody. Who you leaving? You leaving Bradley Beal? You leaving KD? You leaving
Bradley
Devin
Beal?
Booker?
But that's the thing. Bradley Beal need the ball. And how do he kill you in pick and roll? But if we zone your ass, you ain't gonna do it.
You gonna play a zone against Phoenix? Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Now, to C-Dub's credit, the Phoenix Suns did go undefeated against the Minnesota Timberwolves in the regular season. They did happen. So you gotta give C-Dub credit to his point. I just playoff basketball is different than me though, bro. We'll see.
We gonna see. It's gonna be interesting.
Clamp on their ass.
It ain't clamped on. It ain't clamped them all season. All season.
And to me, I'm sorry, your best player ain't been acting like your best player in my opinion.
The best player? Who the best player?
KD. What you mean?
I just wanted to hear you say it. That's it.
Last matchup, 4-seeded Clippers versus the 5th-seeded Dallas Mavericks. Man, this is good. You got James Harden versus the European James Harden in this series, which is always going to be funny to watch.
That's kind of ugly.
Yeah, the thing is that if Luka actually trusts his teammates, I think that this could be a series that the Dallas Mavericks can win because those young forwards that they added to this Dallas Mavericks team have helped them so much. But then I just worry that Luka's going to start being Luka, and then we're going to be reminded of why we literally had said in this offseason that Luka is the player that don't nobody want to play with.
Clippers better beat these motherfuckers in 5. They better. They like offensively and defensively. There is nothing Dallas can do to frustrate or do anything to bother Clippers at all. To me, I feel like the only time they're gonna have a little bit of problems is when Zubac get out the game, and they could possibly put their young bigs in there and they start running the floor. But still, when they ring it back down and they start playing that half court game to slow the tempo down, I just don't see Dallas doing much. What you call it? Luka's gonna get his, and that's it. Ain't nobody else gonna get. They're gonna struggle to get their shots, and that's how you lose when you're struggling and getting your shots. But I will say, if you allowing this man to get triple doubles and shit, then that's when you get in trouble.
Yeah.
So if you allowing Luka to get triple doubles and stuff, that's when you fall into trouble. But Clippers need to get this shit over with. They need as much rest as possible. They need as much time as possible. So beat them as fast as possible. So I think they'll get it done in 5.
All right, now I'm gonna give Dallas Mavericks some credit for the last part of that season where they were probably one of the better teams in the whole entire league with Kyrie Irving, and Luka Doncic. You didn't give Kyrie Irving no credit, Steve. Damn, Kyrie Irving was having his best season as a pro at 28 points per game, and he's been efficient as hell from the 3-point line and from the field. This is the best team Luka Doncic had throughout his career. They are a threat, but the Clippers are just a better team in every facet of anything. They have Kawhi Leonard. He is listed as questionable for game 1, but I believe he's going to get in there to play. The Clippers just has every answer for any team in this whole entire playoffs to me. I think they take care of business. I'm going to give Dallas Mavericks some credit. It's going 6 games.
This is going to be a series where I feel like I'm going to see some of the ugliest basketball I'll see all playoffs. So I don't know. Like, bro, this is going to be some ugly ass basketball. I got the Clippers winning. We all know that Clippers team, when they're fully healthy, that's a championship level team.
Yeah,
that just is what it is. The Mavericks are a team that look like they can make it to maybe a conference finals with the way that they finish the season, but they are not the Los Angeles Clippers, bro. No, not when the Clippers are kicking in another. You got Norman Powell as well coming off the bench on what could be a 6 man of the year type run for him. I just think the Clippers are a team that just. If I had to bet on any one of these teams kicking it into the next gear to seal out this series, I'm going to pick the Clippers in that. I got the Clippers winning in 6.
Yeah. Why you don't respect Dallas? Like, why you just sweep them out? They can win at least a game, Steve, right?
I ain't say sweep. I said 5.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of like, damn.
Because when you play defense against a team like that, you just resort to Luka being Luka. He gonna be like, fuck y'all, I'm going to get Marcus my damn self. And that's how you fucking lose. I don't see, for one, in order for them to beat them, you're going to have to get damn near 40 out of both Kyrie and Luka, and that's not happening.
But why are you disregarding Kyrie?
I'm not disregarding. It's too much on the Clippers. It's too much talent on there. It's too much. They got the better coach. They got the more talent. They're more deep. I just don't. In order for them to beat him and Luka and somebody else is going to have to lose their entire mind, and I just don't think they're going to do it. If anything, you should be happy. I'm giving Clippers hella credit.
I think you trying to play some tricks on me. That's what I think you're doing. Don't be playing with me, bro. You know how I love the Clippers.
I honestly feel like if I'm Dallas, this was not the team I was trying to go against. This was not the team I'm trying to go up against. This you don't match up well against them.
Trip, is he shortchanging Kyrie, Trip?
I mean, no, but the problem isn't just we know and we've seen what Kyrie can do in the playoffs, right? But the problem is that I don't fucking trust Luka to let Kyrie be Kyrie.
That's a great one.
Because that would show Luka sacrificing and realizing, all right, let me. Like, it doesn't mean that I'm not the better player, but let me sacrifice my game so Kyrie can lift us up in the series. I haven't seen that from Luka yet. I'm not going to bet on it. I told y'all I'm in my show me phase with a lot of these teams. You got to show me. And while I love Luka as a player, don't get me wrong, but Luka's biggest downside is the fact that he doesn't know how to sacrifice yet.
Oh
no. And what was
the Lakers gave up? Go ahead.
I was about to say, when was the last time somebody really sacrificed for Kyrie?
That's LeBron. What I'm saying. Like, yeah, that's true. The Lakers sacrificed for Robert Orr to hit those shots. Jordan sacrificed for Kerr to hit those shots, right? Luke ain't at that place where he's trying to give up anything for anybody else to hit that last shot, and that's going to be Luka's downside. Listen, superstars get you there. Role players help seal it, and until Luka understands that, and Kyrie isn't even a role player. Let's be clear, Kyrie's one of the most skilled players in NBA history.
Yes.
You won't even sacrifice for that. Come on, what are we talking about?
Oh, I hear y'all. I hear this is gonna be interesting. I think both sides of the NBA playoff tree is gonna be interesting.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. Especially the Western. The how close all these teams were in the Western Conference. These playoffs better be fun, and if they're not, I'm gonna be like, what the hell we do? What were we doing the whole season?
Yeah, you can't be like last year. Last year was dragging to me. I think it's gonna be way more entertaining.
For sure. Any last thoughts before we get up out of here, fellas?
No. Let's get this done. I'm about to say, let's get this done. We out. We out.
Your other team, man, you the only motherfucker with another team up in this bitch. So
I got a couple other teams, Phoenix and Clippers.
That don't make no damn sense.
Yeah, it's a free country.
Your love for the Phoenix Suns always it really gets to me, bro. Because I'm just like, why of all teams to hit your wagon to? Why that one?
Oh, it's simple. I'm a bandwagon KD fan.
Okay, well there you go. Hey, listen, as long as you understand it, bro, no hate there. It is what it is. He said it's simple.
You be bandwagon bitches. That's crazy.
Damn, you disrespecting KD?
Yeah, he a bitch.
Damn, he act like KD Carucci Chan out here. Make sure you guys are following us at NBA Central Pod on every social media platform. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. NBA Central Show at gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail, the number to do so 773-270-2799. We're the number one spot for everything basketball related, and we'll see you guys as the playoffs go on, y'all. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.